3 and a 2 and a 1. Dude, I wore this same outfit in our last podcast. I don't know if
you did.
I know.
What was I wearing?
You didn't know the stupid purple hat that I was wearing?
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I don't pay attention to what you're wearing, man. I don't even remember what I was wearing.
I'm trying to be less intimidating for our viewing audience. So they
Is that the feedback you're getting?
I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, it is. That's right.
Yeah, that
yeah,
was.
Yeah,
You
that,
gave
that
me
is.
the
Yeah,
feedback
that's
from-
right.
yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I don't know if that was a criticism or a compliment. So
Take it as a compliment.
yeah, there we go. Did you see that? I couldn't help it. Did you see that meme about 100 men versus a gorilla on?
Absolutely.
Okay, yeah, who hasn't, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so as we were thinking about as that came up, it reminded me of one of my favorite episodes that we did, which was the man versus beast. Do you remember that?
Yeah. What animals could you beat in a fight?
Right, and we talked about the Dunning-Kruger effect as related to that, and I thought, okay, well, what would be the opposite of the Dunning-Kruger effect? Because I wanted to compare it, but for those who don't know, explain the Dunning-Kruger effect. What is that?
People that lack competency at a given thing tend to overestimate how competent they are by a large margin. That overestimation disappears once they're able to gain some skill in whatever that thing was and then reflect back and see, oh, damn, I sucked at that. But only until they gain skill to contrast their knowledge or ability before and after do they get that. By and large, we are unskilled and unaware of it. That's
right.
what the Dunning-Kruger effect is.
Total lack of self-awareness.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was proposed by David Dunning, Justin Kruger in 1999. And man, imagine having the last name Kruger. You cannot go through life with the last name Kruger with anybody not relating that to Nightmare on Elm Street.
Any idea what his nickname could have been? You know? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I had a boss when I was at FedEx. I worked there once upon a time. Her last name was Kruger. And,
Oh, yeah.
She couldn't shake it. And
yeah.
she was like, I don't know. She really was a driver. You know, she pushed hard.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Wait, where was that?
FedEx.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't know you worked at FedEx.
Yeah.
Really?
Yep.
How long did you work there?
You know what? I guess what my job title was. I was called a package handler.
Oh, yeah. That's I can guess what you did.
Well, yeah. I went into the job thinking one thing, and I got in trouble immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I didn't realize, boxes.
Right. Yeah.
Those packages. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, dude, it's so funny because that though that's very descriptive of what you're actually doing on the job site.
Yeah, I'm literally handling packages.
Yeah. Like if you're I don't want to say stalker, but like STOCKER.
I'm a can on shelf putter honor.
Like you're stocking shelves, right?
Yeah.
Versus like when it's really ambiguous, like I'm behavioral health technician, I'm like, what? Like, what do you?
Our field sucks at overcomplicating things, dude.
I was like, wait, what are you doing?
When I worked at Smith's,
Yeah.
I was a certified courtesy clerk. I bagged groceries, bro. I bagged groceries.
We did a lot
courtesy
more
clerk.
at Smith's than bag groceries.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, I remember being at Smith's with you in like 2 aisles away, and then I raining down bread on me from an aisle over that you would throw it over.
While I was on the job.
Yeah, while you were on the job.
Yeah.
That was hilarious.
Cost that store a lot of money.
Well, on that one, we won't go back into that, but YouGov did a poll and they did a survey. This was in 2021. And they asked, it was like 1,200 Americans, American adults, which animals they believed they could defeat in unarmed combat. And that stemmed from a conversation that we had about just cats, because I just don't like cats very much. And we were talking about like at what point, if it's you and a cat going into a room, both of you know you're going to, this is a fight to the death.
To the death.
And
like that's been communicated to the cat?
The cat knows it. I don't know how.
All right.
You wrote it a cat letter or something.
Yeah, got
you
it.
know.
Understood.
And you're and this is you're in board shorts. That's it. You don't have any weapons.
No shirt?
No shirt. No, yeah, you're just in board shorts. And like UFC, rules.
Okay.
And at what point does the cat win that fight, right? And I said, I was kind of like, well, like if it was I thought, okay, if it's a dog, I think I put it at about 20 pounds was I was thinking. Like I'm not talking about like a fat house cat. I'm saying like I don't know, like
a lynx.
Yeah, something like that. Like I would have a hard time with that cat because dogs are way different. They move differently. They're actually really clumsy.
I think a
cat's
cat's way harder to fight.
Yeah, they're like a snake with fur, dude. They're like and claws. They're crazy.
Yeah.
And the claws,
agile as hell too.
and the claws on a cat are way different than a dog's.
Sharp.
Yeah, they're way different than a dog's. So that got us digging into this, but some of the results on that, dude. I don't know if you remember, but 6% of that 1,200 believed adults believed they could beat a grizzly bear in a fight. And I remember we were like, nobody can beat a grizzly bear in a fight. And then somebody was like, hey, in 1978, something beat a grizzly bear that had AIDS and was dying, and like, or something.
There's
like
always
that.
going to be an outlier.
I was like, I don't know.
I don't even believe that.
I was like, but a grizzly bear, that's
true Dunning-Kruger, man.
Yeah, like
a person that would say that they could beat a grizzly bear in a fight does not know what a grizzly bear is.
Well, and the funny thing, I love somebody fact checked us on that too, though. They were like, actually, and I was like, well, dude, I was like, come on, a grizzly bear. Like, yes, if I have guns and stuff, but if it's just me,
they are.
I know it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous to think, and there's so many weapons and tools that they have.
They'll
right?
pin you down with one paw and eat you from the butt cheeks first.
Yeah, and while you're still alive too. Yeah, like I mean, I think the rule is like, if it's a male, they'll probably leave you alone. If it's a female,
if it's cubs around,
survival is your only method. Like the only thing you can do is crouch down and cover your neck and hope. Like that's it. Like it'll break your arms. It'll do all kinds of stuff. You'll get, But, and then it said 8% thought they could defeat a lion or a gorilla. 23% thought they could take a large dog. Maybe that one I kind of am on board with. Like I said, dogs are pretty clumsy. I mean, it depends on the
dog. Are we talking a German Shepherd or are we talking like a Mastiff?
Sure, either.
Well, a German Shepherd's going to be easier than a Mastiff.
Well, maybe. I don't know.
Mastiffs are like
I know they're big,
pounds,
but they're clumsy. Like German. I would much rather. You ever seen those Belgian Malinois?
Yeah,
dude. I'd rather fight 2 Mastiffs than one of those stupid things.
Yeah,
those are the most agile beasts on the planet. Those are crazy.
Missiles.
Yeah, those. See, I truly believe they would use cats if they could train them, but they can't. Like cats are untrainable, like in that regard.
Dude, that's a crazy thought. Police cats,
right? Or there's what's Adam Carolla's thing? He says attack crows. If you just train, that would be unstoppable.
Attack crows. You seen how drones are used in modern warfare?
Yeah.
Now?
If you just
crows are smart.
If you just train a murder of crows, right?
Dope name.
Yeah, a dope name. And I don't know how many is in there, but and they're super trainable too. And so, I don't know if there's a riot or something, and then the attack crow van rolls up and the crows fly out, dude, it would disperse everybody everywhere.
Absolutely.
Nobody would stick around.
Yeah.
Like, and what are you gonna do against crows, dude? Like, they're super smart. And a couple of them would die, but
do you know how many crows it takes to be in a murder of crows?
I don't.
187.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Oh, really? 187. And then 60% of men believe they could beat a medium-sized dog. Probably. Yeah. Okay, I don't know. But my thing is like that. I mean, that's a textbook Dunning-Kruger pattern, is it not?
Right.
Like with fighting them. So and I think that also says they know very little about animal strength and or combat for that matter, right? And likely they kind of lack the insight to evaluate their own limitations, and as a result of that, they overestimate their own skills. And I'll bet those people who said they could beat a grizzly bear also would be the guys are watching UFC fights. Oh, dude, I just stand up and punch him. I'm like, no.
It's always just stand up. It's always just stand up. Would you just stand up, bro?
You have no clue what you're talking about.
Would you just stand up?
So
man, why didn't they think of that?
So I thought when I heard this, I was like, 100 dudes? 100? I was like, of course we could take a gorilla.
Yeah.
100 guys. But then what I was fascinated by was the amount of people that said, no, you couldn't fight.
Well, I know what that is.
Well, that isn't that like I don't know if the opposite of Dunning-Kruger is imposter syndrome, but like, you ever heard of that?
Yeah.
Like, so that's another psychological phenomenon where highly competent individuals doubt their abilities and they fear being exposed as frauds. And so I was saying that's, you know, when you think about humans, 100 humans, and I assume it's all dudes, and because I think it was 100 men versus, right? And like, you know, I don't know if there's been a peer-reviewed article on this, probably not. A lot of online reactions, even among like military veterans, athletes, scientists, they said, no, we couldn't do that. But like, that's a huge like underestimation that of humans' ability and like what actually they could accomplish.
It's an underestimation of humans' ability, especially what they can accomplish together piece, for one thing, and come back to that in a second.
Yeah.
But like, it's a gross overestimation of what a gorilla is. Gorillas, I think, are 450, 500 pounds, I think.
Yeah, sure.
Really big and much, much stronger than people. But they're flesh and blood. They're vulnerable. I don't know. I have a whole take on it. I don't know if you're ready for my opinion net on how this goes down. I'll let you introduce it. But I think people overestimate.
I got a couple of videos here.
Okay.
We have one right after another, and then so
it's
this
probably
one,
going to confirm.
These are really short, couple minutes.
Oh, good. Okay.
So we don't have to. Dude, there were some that were like an hour. I'm like, you spent an hour on this?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're about to spend 15 minutes.
Okay, you've seen the memes and the viral posts asking, could 100 humans beat a gorilla in hand-to-hand combat? Well, I'm here to give you the definitive answer. To put the question to rest once and for all,
by the way,
using
I don't know
science.
who this dude
We're going to
is.
divide our
Just
analysis
most
into
views.
5 categories: raw 1v1 strength, anatomical ratios, muscle differences, skull shape, and fighting strategy.
They're all fast twitch.
Okay, in raw 1v1 strength, I mean, silverback gorillas are jacked.
Roughly speaking, a gorilla is about 3 times stronger than a human, especially in lowering the arms, which is needed to pull the arm down and push the animal up as it's climbing.
Those climbing adaptations give male gorillas lats and pecs that would make even Arnold jealous. But all that tree climbing has left large apes like gorillas and chimps with shorter, weaker lower limbs. Humans, on the other hand, did not skip leg day. Thanks to our upright posture, humans are more balanced in our lower and upper body strength, making us a kick-punch double threat.
Sweep the leg.
Now, when it comes to skeletal muscle differences, things get interesting.
At a microscopic level, chimpanzees and presumably gorillas have more fast twitch fibers, so they can contract more quickly, but also their fibers that make up their muscle are longer than ours.
That gives gorillas big power over a large range of motion. Humans, on the other hand,
we have slow twitch muscles that are really good for efficient and endurance.
So the longer the fight, the more it swings in our favor. But while gorillas might be strict vegetarians, their jaw muscles give them one of the strongest bites in the animal kingdom.
This is crazy.
Double that of a lion. The real X factor in this fight is what's in our skulls. Gorillas live in social groups led by individual males that fiercely defend their territory and their females. Put 100 silverbacks in a room, and honestly, they're just going to fight each other. Humans, on the other hand, have evolved uniquely cooperative strategies for hunting and fighting. And frankly, that's one of the evolutionary superpowers that's allowed us to dominate the planet.
Unfortunately for the gorilla, it is way outclassed here in terms of numbers and total strength. I'm afraid that even a pretty strong gorilla would be easily overpowered by not even 100, more like 10 or even fewer humans. So I don't think there's any chance whatsoever of a gorilla taking out 100 humans. Just no way. They could pile on top of the gorilla and it would be all over quite quickly.
So there you have it. Bring it on, gorillas. We've
got science. I mean, again, I don't know if that's the definitive answer, but I mean, I always love how you just got weird shit hanging on your walls, and all of a sudden you're an expert. It's like, well, he must be an expert. Look at all those books in the background, and all of a sudden you're an expert. But yeah, as I was thinking about this, I originally thought I heard 10, and I was like, yeah, we could probably do that. And then it was 100. I was like, 100? Dude, that's
easy.
A no-brainer. But so many people thought differently. But
that's
what's your take on it?
Well, a couple things. I'm gonna really. We just talked about Dunning-Kruger, and I'm about to highlight myself in this Dunning-Kruger thing. But so I'm gonna explain. I think that if there was 100 humans versus one gorilla, that a dozen or so humans get injured. I say only 4 die, and I know that's low, but and by the way, the quick caveat: I'm assuming this is an open field. All right. If the gorilla gets to use the technique that the Spartans used against the Persians, and make it so that the humans could only attack, like wedging themselves into a hallway, and the humans can only attack the gorilla 1 or 2 at a time.
Oh yeah.
That gorilla's putting in work. It's going to smoke 60 humans at that point.
Yeah.
But
he'll get tired.
It's going to get tired.
Yeah.
Exactly. Because we have the slow twitch muscles. Right. But if it's an open field, so humans,
I still think humans would figure, somebody would do some jump on my hands and we'll get people behind him.
Okay.
Like we'd figure it out. We'd figure it out pretty quickly.
Do you think, okay, let's go with the hallway.
I say the hallway
how many people would it kill in a hallway?
The combat arena certainly does matter. Like, and depending on the space, because the less space, then the less opportunity we have to plan and communicate. And so if we're just in a hallway and it's, I look at it like an arena type thing. I don't know how big it is. We'll just, what, a basketball court.
Okay.
There's plenty of room. And, but if, you did a hallway, for sure, more humans are going to go down because there's just less space to work with.
You think it would be, you're right. I didn't consider that, like, maybe there is some level of tactical.
Oh yeah. They'll get over him for sure. I mean, that would be the first thing is we'd figure out a way to, I don't leapfrog over one another, help one another over and jump over. I mean, even in 300, I think they do that. Like one dude jumps on some dude's back, like flying through the air. It's
That's
like,
right.
Yeah.
And they tricked that little Quasimodo looking, or they bribed that Quasimodo looking dude, and they figured out, and they surrounded him. Right.
Right. Yeah.
And
so
when you flank deception against
when you flank him, that's it.
Yep.
Like, that's a wrap.
We deceive that gorilla.
We'd get him.
Here's why I think only 4 would die. So I don't know if you've seen, like, I've looked up. I mean, I was looking into this shit before this was even a meme. I'm telling you, like, I've looked up gorilla attack videos and things, and there's really not much out there.
No, only people in zoos who are dumb.
Yeah. And again, super strong. But like, name 1 or 2 ways. Like, what's the gorilla's main way of killing a person? What's it gonna do?
I mean, sheer just blunt force trauma. Right. And see, and I was thinking about that. I was like, okay, cool, but how many of those does it have in it? Because that's what they do to each other. They just start banging on each other, both arms, and they just go full clip. How much gas do they have in that tank?
And you'll notice they're not. The blows that they throw aren't aimed at the head. They're like kind of anywhere.
Right.
You're going to catch a fist in your thigh. You're going to catch one in your.
Right. Each of which would probably break a limb.
For sure.
Which also, I was thinking, I was like, if those other humans die, can't we use like their body parts for weapons now after that?
Just like grab someone by, like, the dead guy by the thigh and just start swinging his thigh around.
Yeah. Or like
he got ripped off.
Or
thigh got ripped off.
You get the bone out of there one way or another. Now you got a stabbing object.
Dig that bone out. Yeah, that's true.
Or if you can get their spine and their skull, now you got a club and a mace, like a ball and chain.
You could use her spine like a garrote, and wrap it around his neck. And I mean, spines are flexible. But here's the thing, like, if me and you and maybe 2 or 3 other people ran at it, here's the thing, that if it's just 4 of us, it's going to easily kill all 4 of us. But there's 100 people. Like, a gorilla only has 4 limbs and its mouth. Mm-hmm. And so, like, if it's biting me, its mouth is occupied, and it's going to be holding me to bite me. It's going to have 2 hands holding me,
right,
biting me. All it's doing is standing now. So if it's sure, it's biting, it's killing me, it's holding me, but like, all of a sudden it's got 10 more dudes on top of it, holding its limbs, grabbing its leg, jumping on its back.
I think people were maybe thinking of this, in our last episode, we talked about 80s movies. Remember how, like, Jean-Claude Van Damme would walk into a room and beat 50 dudes up?
Yeah.
They'd all only attack him one at a time, which I'm like, why don't you all just rush him? And he will get less than 1 kick in and all of you will win.
Easy. Right?
And I don't know if people are thinking that's how it is. I'm like, yeah,
They must be thinking that way.
Even then, though, dude, I think that it would get tired at one point or another. Because the first thing I was thinking, wouldn't people like go for his eyes and start kicking him in the nards and stuff, and like
nard shots all day,
being
on that
like
gorilla.
dirty? Because I think and biting, like I think once we don't have really strong jaws, but I think once you know it's a life or death scenario, it's like you do whatever you.
It's like there's 50 of us biting the gorilla all at once.
Yeah, I would say 10 relatively competent dudes. You're gonna win. You're walking out of there alive.
Yeah.
Like a couple of you will die. But
Yeah, I think 4 die.
Sure.
And that's I think I'm being generous there. Again, I don't think.
And
people
you just think you'd be
realize-
gassed at that point?
I do. Yeah. Well, again, if it's the hallway situation, or if the rules are 1-on-1, it's going to blow through quite a few people. But again, I think people aren't estimating how hard it is to fight multiple people.
Yeah.
And again, like the first person it's killing has its limbs and its mouth occupied. That's all it takes for everyone else to, like, if me and you jumped on one gorilla's arms, 2 other people jumped on the other gorilla's arms, like 3 people jumped on his back, wrapped around his legs.
And I was thinking, what is it going to do? I was thinking, when it hits you, it's not like you're dead immediately, right? No. Like this
not
one
shot kill.
This is definitely not. This is not scientific whatsoever. But I mean, in terms of like, I don't know, hardcore dudes, this one's, I don't know, right up there. Our buddy old pal Joe Rogan.
People always say, how many people do you think it would take to beat a gorilla? Well, guess what? It literally doesn't matter. Spoiler alert, 100 dudes get up. Look at this. This is what it would look like.
Oh my God.
Well, why would it look like that?
People up. You got no chance. Why are these guys still there? Look how far everybody flies. Boom.
That wouldn't be.
People always say, how many people?
That's first of all, that wouldn't be. That was like a gorilla using like. He had like a boxing stance. He was like,
it was King Kong boxing.
Yeah. And yeah, but they're not that big, by the way. And then I love one dude at a time running into him. I'm like, that's not what would happen.
Stupid people.
Those are dumb simulations. They just that just doesn't.
Joe's
make any
not
sense.
thinking this through. I don't think he loves. I mean, get him talking about bears or gorillas, he'll go off. Chimps, but yeah, I don't think he's thinking through the tactical effort. Is he thinking that like one man enters or 2 men enter, 1 man leave, like
Thunderdome rules?
Yeah. I mean, what's he thinking?
No, and I, like I said, I think even just based on sheer like exhaustion, I just don't think after a minute it's going to be able to pull.
They're all
off.
fast twitch,
right? Like it's just going to get eventually. Like, you know, human beings are built for endurance. Like we are totally built.
That's
for
how
endurance.
we hunt.
So, and they're not. And I think like I've seen like cheetahs, right? They'll go and their body gets so hot and then they just lay down and they can't even move.
Yeah, well, they got like 200 yards in them.
Right, that's it. And it's amazing what they're able to accomplish. But after that, they're, I mean, worthless, you know, and they'll just lay there and they can't do anything. You know, I would say, dude, you would like, you'd be more, I'd rather fight a gorilla than a honey badger for sure. Like,
dude, yeah.
You ever, everybody who watched.
Do you think a honey badger like could? I mean, it would mess you up. Do you think it could kill you?
Yeah, dude.
What do you think? How does it get up to your vitals?
It does what?
Just starts chewing on your feet.
Have you seen that one video of a honey badger beating a lion?
No.
Oh, dude, it happens all the like. So I don't know. They're a crazy creature. I did a.
They
deep
could
dive.
beat a lion.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, the lion backed off, and it was.
Oh, I see.
It was not just a lion. It was 4.
So the lion decided this isn't worth it.
So, dude, here's the thing. They can't. So they're crazy creatures. So they're like, first of all, they are super aggressive.
Yep.
They don't care.
They got balls.
They don't care at all. They will go right after you. The lion had it in its mouth, like the whole body of it. But here's the thing about them. So that's actually when the lion lost. Their skin is super tough, and it's like armor basically. And
it's loose, right?
They can spin in their skin 360 degrees.
Oh my God! How do you hold on to it?
So it spun around and bit the lion's nose off, and then the lion dropped him.
What?
And then, dude, it was like the lions were like, "We don't want anymore."
It can spin around
360 degrees. I don't know if you knew that.
I didn't know that.
Can spin.
I knew it had loose skin, but
it can spin all the way around.
Oh my God!
And it is fearless. So what are you going to do? First of all, you got to get a hold of it. Then what are you going to do? You get a hold of the honey. What are you going to do to it? So you'd probably want to throw it. Yeah, throw it or
smash it into
smash
things.
it.
Yeah.
But it would spin around and bite you.
Oh, man.
Think how fast those things. Like
if it can spin around like that, that's a problem.
Yeah, it's a huge problem. That's the same thing with cats. Like you try to get a hold of them.
That's true. It's
right.
gonna jack up. Yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying.
You'd have to grab it and like
that's
spike
a
it on
crazy
the ground.
video. The lions came after it. I should have had that pulled up, but they came after it. Had it in its. I mean. All it had to do was bite down. Nope, it did bite down. Couldn't penetrate its skin.
Wow.
Spun around, bit its nose off. Then it landed on the ground. Then he was chasing the lions.
The lion's nose legit got bit.
And then and then it just walked off. And the lions were like, "Well, screw this. We're not fighting this thing
All right,
anymore."
okay, that's a tough one.
I guess the takeaways on the psychological piece is, that both whether it's Dunning-Kruger or imposter syndrome. For some reason I heard imposter syndrome 8,000 times. This last year, it's like that word has gone up 120%.
It happens in our field, doesn't it?
Tons.
What about a polar bear?
0%.
100 people.
100 people? I don't know.
I don't know either. That one's tough.
I don't know what.
How do you hurt it?
Yeah, that's the thing. The sheer. I don't.
How do you hurt it?
What would you do? I mean, you could blind it, but then what?
Yeah.
I mean,
how do you kill it?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how you do that unless you have a weapon.
No weapons.
I don't know.
You're gonna punch it?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, I think how self-awareness and like cognitive accuracy, like those are really important, and they're difficult to attain though, like being really self-aware and accurate in your own awareness and like of your abilities. So, and Dunning-Kruger leads to a lot of unearned confidence.
Yeah, right.
But the other one causes, I would assume, like paralyzing doubt at the same time, so I think
but weren't you saying with imposter syndrome that like the hallmark of that is that the person with imposter syndrome is actually competent?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. But they're worried that for whatever reason that they're going to blow it and they're going to be exposed as a fraud and so on and so forth. You know what I mean? And I think either of those are not a great way to approach things. So, I mean, is
that what Joe's doing there? Imposter syndrome?
I don't know. I don't know if he is or not, because that's the only way I can explain it. I'm like 100 dudes. But I think if you're, I mean, base level, reducing hubris and promoting humility are with low skilled individuals is really important. Really anybody for that matter.
Yeah.
But also like self-compassion and just rational self-awareness in high performers is really important too, because either way, I mean, we want people to be at their potential level, not going above or below. Because if you got 100 dudes in there, all of which are not motivated and are thinking we're gonna lose, in that case I'd rather have Dunning-Kruger dudes when we're going up against. I was like, yeah, we're gonna win, 100 of us, so we're gonna win. Because if it's all imposter syndrome dudes, we're losing. We're not gonna. So that has their mindset has to be right. That's the whole thing with humans. Yes, we're cooperative.
That's
but at
crazy.
But at
so
the same
we would
time,
want Dunning-Kruger people on our team.
Yeah, in that scenario,
right?
Dunning-Kruger versus one.
If you're too stupid to know you suck,
that's
like
I need that guy.
Ideal soldier.
I need that guy in there. Yeah. So. I don't know, but that was pretty funny. Yeah. I thought we'd talk about that some more. And it's amazing how much traction that's got.
Yeah, it's fun to talk.
Yeah, it is. Okay, well, that's enough of that. So until next time, everybody.
That's fun.
Dude, I could